Hi guys, so today I wanted to go over how I graduated college/university debt free. So yeah, let's get on to the video. The first thing I did was when I was in high school, I took AP classes. So those are classes you take the whole year, and then if you pass the test at the end of the year, you get college level credit. I ended up quitting JV volleyball. I was going to go into varsity volleyball my senior year, but I quit and I took 5 AP classes my senior year. Volleyball was fun. It was just really time consuming and I wasn't like the best. And I mean, it was, I don't know, it just took too much time. And it was tough work. We did end up meeting Tom Cruise in one of the volleyball tournaments. I still have his autograph. Okay, so I have it here. This is proof. Yeah, that was super random one of those days, and there's a picture around with us and Tom Cruise somewhere out there. But it was fun. Like that time was fun, and I don't know. I just had bigger worries at the time. I wanted to go to college and stuff like that. So I took 5 AP classes. Throughout high school, I took 9. I took 8 of the tests, and I passed 8. And then the reason I didn't take my first AP test was because it is like $60, or it was $60 at the time to take the test. And to me, that was a lot of money. At the time, I was undocumented, so it wasn't like I could work as a teenager, and I didn't want to ask my parents for $60 and then not pass the test, and I would have felt like it would have been a waste of money. So the first test, I was super scared. I didn't take the test for the AP class that I took. After that, though, I did get a waiver, and I was able to take the rest of the test, and I was able to pass them. So yeah, that helped me out a lot. After that, I went into community college. 4-year university was a luxury to me. It wasn't very realistic. I applied for a couple of scholarships and I did get a few of them. Because I was undocumented at the time, the options dwindled down for undocumented students when it comes to scholarships. I believe they told me once it's because we don't have social security numbers. So the people that give the scholarships need the social security numbers from the participants so they can write it off in their taxes. And so yeah, the scholarships, I still was able to get a few. So yeah. And I think for one of the scholarships, not a lot of people had applied, so that's why I was able to get it. Going into community college, I advise to study for the entrance exams because they test you on like English and math. So if you score low, you have to take more classes to get up to the level you need to be in. And just by studying your basic English and math, you don't have to take as many classes. You save tuition and time and stuff like that. So I made sure to study for that. And because of the AP classes, I was halfway done with my general requirements, and I was able to finish community college in a year and a half. I did take a scholarship. I did apply to the scholarship program at my community college, which meant that you were guaranteed entrance into UCs because I live in California, into like UC Irvine, Santa Barbara, and Davis, and those kind of UCs. But you're guaranteed into those, and then you get priority into UCLA and Berkeley. So I did the scholarship program, took the courses I needed to take, and I also, because I had an open application as to become a legal resident, I was able to apply for the Board of Governors fee waiver, which waives your tuition, so you don't have to pay for books and stuff like that. After I finished community college, I did get a notice that my application for legal residency had been processed. So once it's processed, you get an interview date and time, and the interview is back in your home country. So I had to go back to Mexico where I was born, and it wasn't guaranteed that I would be approved. Um, so that was very tough. It was a really scary time in my life, but I knew that I wouldn't have much of a future here in America as an undocumented student, and so it's something I had to do from my point of view, my perspective, and yeah, I had applied to UC Irvine, UCLA, and UC Berkeley coming out of community college, and I got into all of them, and I was so happy. As I chose UCLA, of course, because I was like, cool, I can take the bus there, and I can stay at home. Another way to save money, and because I had to leave the country at the time, I had to ask for a deferral, or else I would have had to reapply. Usually deferral is very difficult to get from what I was told, and I had to end up asking for two. Thankfully they were approved, because going into Mexico I didn't really know how long I was going to be there. I ended up being there for about 5 months and I had to go to Juarez twice, but thankfully I was approved and I was able to come back. So coming back, I was a new resident. Even though I had been here all my life, I had to establish residency here in California for a year coming back from Mexico. And since I didn't qualify like that, they applied the AB 540 law. And, well, in California we have the AB 540 law, where if you're undocumented, you are allowed to pay in-state tuition if you had gone to high school in California, because as an undocumented student you have to pay out-of-state tuition even though you've been living in the state. So that would have been even more tough, but luckily the AB 540 law was their law, so I could qualify for in-state tuition, but at the same time I still had to pay all of it that first year on my own. Yes, because I mean, I was just coming from Mexico from a whole other ordeal, and yeah, so the first year I ended up having to pay for it on my own. I took on 2 jobs. I did apply for one scholarship. I got another scholarship, and it was like $500 every quarter or something. But yeah, I took on 2 jobs. One of them was paying like $8 an hour. And yeah, that first year was tough. I mean, I don't know how I did it. Like now I go to sleep at 8:30, 9, 10, and back then I don't know, I didn't get sleep. I felt really bad. I would always sit in front of the class so I didn't fall asleep, or so I could pay attention, and one of the days I just couldn't do it. My professor was, I felt so bad. He was like up in front of the class all lively, going like la 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 la, telling us all about Roman history, and I couldn't that day. He was a really good professor, even if he made Roman history really interesting. But that day I just couldn't. I think I had to end up slapping myself like twice that day, but it was tough. Yeah, so my mom also helped me out the first quarter at UCLA. UCLA has quarter systems, so it's the fall, winter, and spring. I did the fall. I took off winter to save up money for the spring, and I also did their payment plan. So I paid for the quarter. In the beginning of the quarter I paid for half of it, and then in the middle of the quarter I paid the rest off. But yeah, and then going into the second year I was able to apply for FAFSA and grants and things like that. But yeah, that's basically how I did it. All in all, basically I took AP classes, college level courses in high school. I went to community college. I applied for scholarships. I looked in, policies and laws and things like that helped me out. I think they just passed that law in San Francisco where students are able to go to community college for free that are residents there. And then I worked. I took off time when I had to, and I applied for FAFSA and grants like that when I could. And family members also, my mom helped me out that first quarter, so I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, I did see the student loan option when I was going to UCLA, but just like didn't take it out. I didn't take out student loans basically because as I was working to save up for the money, um, I just noticed how difficult it was to save up that money. And so graduating college, I wasn't naive in that respect. I knew graduating out of college, I wasn't guaranteed a job. Especially because UCs are very theory based, and that's one thing. They're not like specific like accounting majors and stuff like that. So I just figured, I was like, if it's taking me a lot of hard work to save up this money to be able to attend the college in the first place, it's gonna be just as hard to save up to pay off these student loans if I do take them out. So, just I didn't end up doing that. I did basically a little bit of everything else except student loans. And I know, not a lot of people that are 18 and younger watch my videos, but you can tell your sister, your brother, your nephews. Yeah, so that's what I did. Take it with a grain of salt because my circumstance, I feel like, isn't your typical circumstance. Um, but yeah, that's what I did, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.